cases in Tipitaka. The most obvious is the Ananda. He was disturbed by Māra. So it's recorded in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. It's a very long sutta before the Buddha attained Parinibbana. So the Māra disturbed in a way. He said that the Māra enter or possess him or make something. So he didn't request the Buddha to prolong his life. So that's why during the first Buddhist council, the Arahants and other people are pointing the blame on Ananda. Because if Ananda requests the Buddha to prolong his life, he might do so, and the Buddha might live up to the full lifespan of human. It's a say in Kappa. There will be, at that time, Buddha 80 years old. A full lifespan maybe another 20 years, 1 to 100 years. Okay, because he was possessed by Māra. Okay. Now, some commentators, they describe in a way that at that time Māra was showing some sight or some form. So his mind was distracted from the Buddha. You know how we are talking about how things come into our sixth sense base, right? When you see something horrible, or when you hear something horrible, or you smell something horrible, your mind distracted from the current moment. Because they use the word possess. But remember, Ananda himself was Sotapanna. He was a enlightened being, you know. How can a enlightened being be possessed by Māra, you know? So I think I did the commentary or what I heard is that the Māra did something to distract his mind. This will be more logic. You know, if we are talking about beings can stay inside your body. Now, in Theravada, we have no soul. Remember, we say it's non-self. Non-self means that we only got mind and matter. This mind and matter, when two combine, the idea of soul or self come to be. But when you meditate vipassana, you have to see mind is mind, body and body. So when you see mind and body is separate, then you get the idea there's no self, no soul. Since we don't have the soul in us, how can somebody enter the body? Now, you all medical doctor, you cut. Have you seen the soul?
I think you because doesn't mean it's not there.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. So do you believe God soul? You don't believe? Okay. Oh, yes. People might argue. They say something we cannot see. It doesn't mean that it's not there. Like, for example, we don't see oxygen. We also cannot see there's no oxygen, there's no carbon. There is, but we cannot see. Okay. Now, let's say if there's a ghost in us, I would say it's either you believe or you don't believe. If you believe, you give the power to the ghost. Do you understand? If you believe in something, you give the power to them. If you don't believe, then you will not be disturbed by them. So if you see something horrible or you hear something, as long as you keep the mindfulness, you will not be disturbed by them. Yeah. I got few devotees, some not say by ghosts, they say they are possessed by very high divine spirit. Until they say, I think it's all a bit kind of rubbish, but just to say, they believe their teacher, they believe the teacher come and possess her body, 跳动 that's 跳动. And that teacher, you know what she said? She said because when they go to Thailand, they play, and then they buy many Buddha statues. So they believe one of the Buddha statue has that kind of connection with the guru there. So every time I asked her, what is this teacher? She said, she believes it's Buddha or whatever. You know, that's how she believes. Because sometimes when people are not educated, they believe in whatever people say. So since they buy a lot of Buddha statue from Thailand, you know, they believe all the Buddha statue got the power. So one of those guru or whatever might come from the statue. The house is really very interesting. It's like a Buddha statue. Got upstairs, hundreds of Buddha statue in their house. It looks like even more than your Suddharma. Your Suddharma, how many Buddha statue you have? How many? 3, 4. Yeah, they have hundreds of Buddha statue in one house. Wow, the house is open first and 15 for people from outside to bye. Of course, people like to bye. There are so many Buddha statues, no? Oh, it's really very holy. And then she believed that something possessed her. Her teacher, she say, when people come and ask for divine help, her teacher in her will help them. But also, because she had this kind of belief, I also cannot convert her or cannot persuade her. But I will tell her, as long as you don't accept the money, you know. And if she's helping people and she's not accepting the money, it's still okay. Imagine she help people and accept the money. What kind of karma she will have, because this kind of thing is very more on superstitious already. But if she do it on willingly want to help people, and she also cook the food and offer food for those people who want to buy to at her house. I think it's just not so bad. We use the word not so bad. Okay. So finally, I will say that it's also depend on us. If you believe the things inside your body, you are weakening your mind. You believe like this. That means that when you believe, you already let your call your sixth sense basically, you let things come easily. Okay. So if you don't believe, if you just believe in Buddha Dhamma Sangha, you protect yourself with Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And even those things coming, they cannot enter you because you don't believe in them. To see that it's like you giving power. Let's say, for example, you have one good friend or one bad friend. If you believe in your bad friend, you are giving the power to the bad friend. Whatever the bad friend do will influence you. But if you believe in one good friend, whatever the good friend do, you follow him or her, then your life will be safe, right? So there are many things in the world we cannot see. Like Buddha say, when he take out the story, he go to forest with the many monks, he hold the leaves. He say, what he thought is just a little bit like this. There are many things outside the world he don't thought. He didn't teach why. Because they do not lead us to enlightenment. Those things outside, they are nothing to do with like 10 parami, nothing to do with perfection, nothing to do with sharing merits. But there are many things outside like horoscope, what astrology, feng shui. Yeah, even like I also can read something palmistry. All these are arts, like how you read the hands. This is arts. It's true because like Buddha time when he was born as Prince Siddhartha, they know that he will be the future Buddha or universal monarch. How they know? Because people can look at his sign, the what you call it, the palmistry or whatever. So all these arts do really exist. Even now they exist. But we don't waste time on this. Why? Because they are not the way towards purity of mind. They don't lead us towards meditation, towards reducing great hatred delusion. Yeah, okay? They still exist. So when people tell you all this kind of story, either you want to listen or not want to listen is up to you. But make sure you still keep track to your own Dharma practice. Because if every time people tell you, say, no, there are no such thing. I mean, all your friends will start to neglect you because you are kind of like, one way only. They say that. Understand? Because there are many things. Yes, if you think that this kind of knowledge is helpful to you, maybe you can, like feng shui, feng shui. You know what is feng shui? Like live harmony with the wind or whatever. You put like what small waterfall, crystal, all this to beautify the house, make it look nice, more the cheese, beautiful. There are some elements of truth, right? If you go to a place very dark with a you want to hear ghost story? I can tell you. In my university, really in my university, last time it was a prison. I heard it's many years ago. It was a kind of like prison converted to university. So the wall was very thick, about like this, very thick. The window is very small. So the door, so all the students, at first they live there, they feel very uncomfortable. First, because the window is too small, and it's like one room to another room. So there's no opening. So one room to another room, totally the air didn't come inside. You know, the air is not flowing. So there was one room, and in that room always people don't like that room. Yeah, very logic. If you look at the next to it is a toilet. That room where people live, nobody like it because they feel very uncomfortable at night. Then the story about ghosts will come, because this is a prison, right? And in fact, many years, there was a story about one lady killed herself in the university many years ago. So up to now, the story of ghosts still travel because we heard from senior heard from senior. So down the road, it's already 20, 30 years down the. And that room, nobody like to stay. Those persons they feel very uncomfortable. So in terms of feng shui, if you analyze, first, there's no wind. The window is so small. Really, if without the fan, you cannot stay. Actually, if you really realize it, next to it is a toilet. And then the toilet is a very old toilet line. So all the water leakage will go to penetrate to the wall. So the wall will look very messy, damp, all that. So actually, if we understand something about nature, we understand why this place called, the room is always called possessed by ghosts. Okay? Yes.
But ghosts exist.
Yeah, of course, ghosts exist.
Living there.
Actually, we look at the 31 planet existence. Hell is down here. Okay. Yeah, of course, we never hope to go there. There are four woeful states: hell, animal, ashura, ghost. Okay, where will ghosts stay? Yeah, same plane with us. Okay. And then asura is they didn't say much about ashura, but there are two types of ashura. One is like god ashura, but god ashura is more belong to god, but it's supposed to be asura and beta maybe same place. Okay. Then hell is different down here. So above us will be the deva plane, but some of the deva also stay on the human earth. That is considered those deva who are less meritorious deeds. Because of their less deeds, they kind of like we call it Topekong or these are earth deity, whatever. They actually more stay on the earth. Then there's also one of the god, they stay on the tree. So they call it Luka Deva. They stay above the tree. They build a mansion there. So there are some gods on above on the more little bit high on the heaven. Okay. So the ghosts really exist around us. But normally we call it like temple like this, they will not come in because all the temple have protective guardian spirit, guardian yaka lah. Normally the yaka or god is the one that guard the temple. Okay, so normally the beta will not be able to come in one. Unless we invite them, they maybe somewhere hanging around outside, then we share medics with them. Okay, yeah. Also, actually, according to some of the sutta, they say some beta actually look like human. It's only they, if you look at them, they don't look nice. They look very unhappy. Outfit also, their costume, whatever, their clothes also look so not so nice because of their meritorious deeds. But actually, even better, there are a few types. Some they call it those exist depending on merits. Then they can, if we share merits with them, we can get. But some of the beta, because of their bad karma, they cannot even get merits. They're only tormented by hunger. Okay, some because of their bad karma, they only eat very bad, rotten things. So different types of beta. Like human, some are very ultra rich. Their life is so happy. Some look very poor, they find food in the rubbish bin. Same also, some of the beta will be like go to the rubbish bin looking for food. Some of the beta is quite comfortable. They dependent on the merits. So all types. Okay, so what we say, come back to brother, what's your name? Amuti, okay. I feel that to protect ourselves, we should not give too much power to all this outside influence. As long as we know how to take care of ourselves, that's why you know that we call it the four guardian meditation. Buddhanussati, Asubha, Metta, and then the contemplation of that. So this we call four guardian meditation. So if we know how to protect our life, that's enough. Yes, there are things outside, we don't know them. There are many ghosts or ashura, whatever. Okay. Even some of the sutta say, even the deva, some are good deva also, some are bad deva. The story about Atanadiya Sutta. So they say in the sutta, the king or deva come and tell the Buddha. So sometimes there will be deva who do not have faith in the triple gem. So you need to chant this sutta. The people or monks or even people can chant this sutta to protect themselves from this bad deva.
What's the name of this?
Atanadiya Sutta. Atanadiya Sutta. Atanadiya Sutta. It's a very long sutta. Yeah. Okay. So different level. But finally, I would say it's still, we come back to one thing, karma. You know, some people in their life, they don't have so much misfortune. Their life is quite comfortable. For me, I would think that my life is very comfortable. not so, I don't have any dramatic story, whatever. But some people born handicapped, especially your daughter, no? Some people born, the parents also very suffering. Parents, the child has so many problems, one problem after another problem. Some born after a while, then being killed, some suicide, all this, you know. The influence of bad karma is from the past life will affect us, but we still can change our karma. So we just need to continue to do good deeds until hopefully one day our good result of good karma will overwhelm the bad karma. You know, so karma play important role in our life. Like if you are born in Malaysia compared to you born in Afghanistan, that's a different. No? If you are born in Afghanistan, for ladies even worse. Yeah, no freedom at all. Okay, yeah. So that's how we have to think how karma. They were born in Malaysia. Malaysia is very comfortable already. Huh? Yeah, actually it's very comfortable. Malaysia, Singapore, maybe Australia, New Zealand, all these are very good country to live. Right. So in conclusion, whether you meet God or Deva or all these ghosts or whatever, if you meet them, you think that they are departed one. Maybe you walk and then you see some people or they look very miserable. Okay, what you do is either two way. Either you do metta to them or you share merit with them. These two only. Right. But you never give your power to them. Okay. The power means that you trust whatever they tell you, and then even you believe your friend talk about this ghost story, so you believe in them, then of course your mind will be more superstitious. All right. So we need to protect ourselves because that's the purpose of being able to practice the Dhamma. Dhamma, you know, the Santitiko. You practice Dhamma, you can see the result. This is why I prefer to be a Buddhist rather than other religion. I prefer to practice what I can see, what I can do to improve my life, rather than believe the somebody up there is controlling my life. Okay, so you still want ghost story? Another one, I still have some more in my university ghost story. Yes. Yeah.
So it sounds, you see, sometimes the term sharing and transfer of knowledge are a bit confusing. We just sharing knowledge, we share to the potential devas, nagas of this surrounding, and then transfer is transferred to the dead or something like that. Or what's it?
Okay. There are two Pali words. Patti, P-A-T-T-I. Okay, Patti means married. So sometimes we call it Patti Dana. Patti Dana means we call it donation. I mean, literally it means donation of marriage. So this one. Another one is Patti and Anumodana. Pattanumodana means Patti and Anumodana means rejoicing on marriage. Okay, now we look at the first one. So when you do some good deeds, you either share or transfer. It is actually same. When you share or transfer, your merit, will it reduce? No, okay. So either you use I share my merits or I transfer the merits, it's still same. Because when you share your merits, you increase your merits. Why?
The sharing merit is also one of 10 merits.
Yes, 10 merits. So you can remember 10, what is that? First one? Dana, Sila, Bhavana, then Vyavacha, service, Apayachana, respect, transfer of merits, rejoicing in merits, then teaching the Dharma, listen to Dharma, and getting the right view. Okay, so either you sharing the merits or rejoicing merits is also 10 of the meritorities. You will increase in your when you share or transfer is same, your merits will increase. So no matter you share or transfer, it will not be reduced. Okay. Now, when you share merits to the other person, whether it's deva or ghost, how do they get the merit? Remember, they don't have merit. Your merit is coming from you, right? How do they get merit? You have to think logically. Yes, that's the thing. They rejoice. So that's the Pali word, pati anumodana. So we are doing pati dana. We share the merits. So they are pati anumodana. So we call patanumodana. So they are rejoicing. By rejoicing, which is also 10 of the wholesome deeds, they get the merits. So that's the logic. You give, they rejoice. By rejoicing, they get the merits. So this already written in the 10 wholesome deeds. It's very clear cut, right? Okay, so either you use the word sharing your merits, transparent your merits, but why I prefer the word sharing, like, you got a piece of cake, you share, you cut, you eat one cake, one portion of cake, the other person also can enjoy the cake. So everybody have the one taste of the cake. But when you transfer, the meaning like, you transfer the money out from your bank, it's gone. Like you transfer 100 from your bank account, is no more already 100, right? Okay, so transfer is sounds like, if you look at the logic, like to transfer means you transfer 100 from your bank account, is no, okay. So we can take it, the merits is spiritual bank, we call it, take it like spiritual bank. Because when you go to next life, your bank account, those money in the bank account, you cannot bring one. Okay, so whatever you can bring is your spiritual bank. That is merit, which follow us. That's karma, life to life. So this spiritual money is much more valuable, and it will grow in increasement. Okay, yeah, we still have time, no problem.
So sharing means you share to the potato devas and nagas of this
Yeah,
area.
if
You can share to the departed relatives or share.
Sharing with the devas, sharing with the ghosts. Yeah, you can share with anybody as long as they rejoice.
What about
Okay.
sharing with the those, let's say your friend, you seek everything, you chant the thing and share with them. Can you share?
I mean, they must know, of course, they must know, because it's the mind that create the karma, right? It's our mind that create the karma. Your wholesome mind create wholesome karma. So you tell them they must rejoice. What if they are non-Buddhist? You tell them I donate 100 on your behalf. Why is it that person is a stingy person? You say, why you waste the money? So do you think he will got merits? Yes or no? No. So the person must know and the person must rejoice. Okay. I mean, this logic, like, because what's create the karma is the mind. We create our karma. So the other person must create their own karma. Now, how about those who are going to pass away? Their mind already, they are lying down. So they don't know. They really don't know. So do they get the karma? Do they get the merits? Yes or no? No, okay. But who will get the merits? Those who rejoice, the nearby sons and daughters, they will get the merits. But sometimes we say in Buddhism, we have the shared karma. Shared karma, like we are born in same family because we have done something in a past life, you know. Like the Buddha said in the world of samsara, actually most of us are related to in one way with each other. So even the person does not know, the dying person, but the son and daughter will know. Okay, so maybe they in the next life they were born together, but the karma will never disappear. Lah. Okay, it's not wasted because the nearby person will know. Okay, I think it's
What's the purpose of, let's say the one dying, what's the purpose of sharing humanity?
okay. Okay, we say the purpose first to make sure the son and daughter, the relative are calm and happy lah. Okay, and maybe even though they are dying, they might not be able to talk physically. Their mental consciousness might be still there. You know, that's why sometimes you heard the story like they feel themselves flying on the sky, whatever. The consciousness is still there. They might not be able to speak because it takes energy to speak, right? But they might be able to hear. That's why sometimes you read the story in the operation. Sometimes they put the injection. The person cannot move, but she knows what's going on. You know, like this kind of near to coma. So hopefully, if their mind still be able to know, they be able to rejoice. Okay, I think
Because if they birth into ghost birth is immediate. So if they are, in case they rebirth into ghost birth and still surrounding,
okay.
that's choice.
Yes, if they pass away at that moment, yes, okay. Yeah, we are talking about before they pass away. Before they pass away, they might have some consciousness still remaining. Yeah, we don't know actually. Even with medical treatment, also we are not so sure exactly time when they're leaving, right? Unless like in the story, like when the Buddha passed away, you know, the Buddha passed away. So Ananda, he did not have that kind of psychic power. Only the Venerable Anuruddha had a very high divine eye. So I write in my story, the Buddha and disciple. So he's the one that see the Buddha consciousness going from first level to fourth jhana to the very high arupa jhana, then drop down to first jhana, then to arupa jhana. So he can see the process and finally when the consciousness totally disappear. So only those with a very divine eye, they can see if the consciousness is still there or not. But most people, you are using some electricity, some equipment to measure the brain activities, heartbeat, and so on, right?
Medically death and the heart stop.
Heart stop, yeah, medically, yeah. But yeah,
heart can still pumping. Actually, brain stop functioning.
Yeah.
So completely when heart stop, person is cannot survive.
But the consciousness might still continue for a few seconds. We also don't know, right? Okay. So anyway, if we share merits, if the person, the mind is still there, and the mind rejoice, and he happy, he might reborn as a human or born in a better place. Okay. All right. I think that's enough for Dhamma talk. So you all know how to meditate, right?